Alright, so it's been a month since the release of Honkai Star Rail, and my god, it's already leaps and bounds better than Genshin. Now I know I'm using a clickbaity title having both Genshin and Honkai, but it is absolutely true. I have quit Genshin for Honkai. Honkai has just shown that it is the much more superior game, and MiHoYo themselves seems to show signs that they care more about Honkai than Genshin. I've actually stopped playing Genshin since early this year, about January I think. And that was just one day seeing what the updates were. The last time I actually played Genshin was December during the Raiden rerun, where I pulled Raiden in a mall food court. Yes, a mall food court again, because we all know the gacha is the real gameplay. But aside from getting Mommy Raiden, my last few weeks with Genshin weren't really that fun. Every day was the same and everything I did got stale. Now I know Sumeru is supposed to be this fun and new land which we can explore and have new adventures, but honestly, outside of the Archon quests, Sumeru gets boring after a couple of weeks playing. After a couple of weeks and after exploring Sumeru, you're pretty much left with the same old Genshin. Back to the grind, back to the dailies, back to normal Genshin. Now with Honkai Star Rail, it gives us a new and refreshing experience. An experience that is familiar but also brand new. Even though Honkai Star Rail has a very similar UI to Genshin, heck I think it's the exact same, it still offers something new and fun. As a player of Genshin, it is also very easy to get into Honkai Star Rail because everything is pretty much similar. Light cones are your weapons, relics are your artifacts, and eidolons are your constellations. The thing that separates Honkai Star Rail from Genshin is with the storytelling and the quests. Honkai Star Rail's storytelling is much more concise and compact. You don't have to talk to a bunch of NPCs or do a bunch of meaningless tasks. The same goes with the quests and missions. You can do them very quickly and they're not a hassle. With the puzzles as well, Genshin's puzzles are annoying as fuck, while Honkai Star Rails are actually quite enjoyable. And if you put your mind into it, it can be done in like 10 seconds. I mean, hehe, funny cube. Meanwhile in Genshin, you have to look up a YouTube tutorial to finish a puzzle for like some random quest. Now, how about the grinding aspect? Well, in Honkai Star Rail, the grinding is absolutely fun. I mean, mowing down enemies with Scylla, whose turn just doesn't end, is the most fun and grinding experience I've felt while playing a gacha game. The game is also very generous and offers support characters, so if your team is underleveled, you can just use a level 60 Scylla against level 40 enemies. And if you're just flat out lazy, there's the auto function, so you can just sit back and relax. Genshin has none of that. It is a massive chore having to build characters in Genshin and getting the right artifacts. I can't even grind alone in Genshin. I always need a friend to accompany me because sometimes it's just way too difficult. Lastly, the music. Don't get me wrong, Genshin has wonderful soundtracks, but for me they pale in comparison to Honkai Star Rail. Genshin can make beautiful and emotional soundtracks, but what makes Honkai Star Rail better is with its music having lyrics. Now, I'm not the best music critique, hell music is just beeps and boops to me, but having lyrics definitely increases the quality of the music. I mean, Take the Journey and Wildfire is already better than anything Genshin has produced, and Genshin has produced some bangers here and there. But of course you guys know I'm mainly talking about the Cocolia fight. That is one of the best boss battles I have ever experienced. When that second phase starts and the beat drops, it is nothing but pure hype. Even after the fight, I found myself walking around the house for no absolute reason. I was just filled with hype. That pretty much sums up why I've quit Genshin for Honkai Star Rail. Honkai Star Rail just shows itself to be the much more superior game. Don't get me wrong however, Honkai Star Rail is not the perfect game. It still has some problems with it. The recent Janjo arc is incomplete and it started to feel like a Genshin quest. MiHoYo itself seems to also care more about Honkai Star Rail through my own observations. I've seen a lot more Honkai Star Rail social media promotions and advertisements than Genshin ones in the last few months. Now this could be just because Honkai Star Rail is just a new game, and that's why MiHoYo is advertising the fuck out of it. Who knows, maybe Honkai Star Rail will become just like Genshin in the near future. But for now, let's enjoy this brand new game. I know for a fact that I will come back to Genshin, I just don't know when. But Genshin will always have a special place in my heart. And that's pretty much it. Summer break has started here, so expect a lot more videos coming along the way. And don't forget to tell me what you'd like to see next. See ya!